and getting their controller settings ready to go. And we are off. So Mega Man X 1, we start first with the intro. They're just going to be using charge shots to blast away these aerial enemies, and then mashing out X-Buster shots to take out the gun bolts. And they're going to come up on these two B-bladers. Just going to use a combination of the charge shot, and then as they're mashing to deal damage to the B-blader, they're going to try to take a couple of damage boosts to get their HP down to 3 or less at the end of the intro, so that they can get grabbed. Area having to backtrack to pick up a little health. I think it's just better if you're unsure about your health, just take down the second B-blader safely, and then just climb out. Because, see, I think he's at 4 HP. It's kind of hard to tell from my point of view. Maybe I should increase my screen resolution here, but I think he is 1 HP above 3. But Maverick's already at the end of the stage. Ooh, and Aria picking up the big health there. I believe that was unintentional. So he's going to have to take some damage at the end here. Mavericks already got 3 HP. I think Area had done, or he hit a. I think he hit a split key by mistake on the race channel. There he goes. He's got it. It happens. So yeah, our runners are not using their usual splits, and it happens. So Aria's going to be a little bit behind here, but this is still early in the race. We've got 3 games to play. So we're coming into Chill Penguin. Simply hold right and just kind of mash everything out, or use Buster shots where needed. Ooh, Maverick taking a couple of hits here in the early parts of Penguin. That's going to allow Aria to catch up a little bit. As far as the who specializes in which game, I think Maverick's strongest game is X2, and I think Aria's is X3. So X1, I don't believe either player is really strong at. I could be wrong, but I haven't seen either of these two play that much as of late. And both our players are having trouble with this second ledge here. That's always a tough ledge to get, because you have to use a slope jump, and then you have to turn around to grab the ledge. But they both are at the dash boots, so now we can go fast. Ugh, looks like Maverick got the no-stop strat there, but ended up having to stop anyway. I think he was expecting to get hit. So now we're coming up on the last section of Chill Penguin. They're going to have to get through the snowball section. These enemies will throw snowballs, but if you just take a couple of dash lemons and maybe a charge shot on a couple of them, they go down pretty easily. And then for Penguin, you just want to keep hitting them with dash lemons as much as possible. and then charge shots whenever you're waiting for Penguin to finish the slide, or when he's using his Ice Breath attack to form Ice Penguins. And Maverick has defeated Chill Penguin, looks like at 505. And Area still has, you know, a couple of hits. He's still got a ways, but he's also one hit from death here, so he needs to stay to the walls as much as he can. He needs to just play at a safe angle. Oh, see, I would have... That's unfortunate right there. Those Ice Penguins deal, I think, 4 HP of damage. So, Maverick's got a huge lead at the outset of this race. So, Mavericks very well done on that first set of climbing. This Kuwanger stage really tests your climbing, so it's very imperative that you don't take too much damage during the turtle section, because you may need some health at the final section. Area doing this second go around with Penguin much better than the first, although he's about a minute and 15 seconds behind Maverick's kill time. So the outside section here, you got these ladder yadders that Maverick's going to use the ice to take out, and then this charge shot here. The Buster charge, when full, has a pretty wide hitbox, so it's barely able to catch that one ladder yadder. And then he goes back to ice for this final section here. He's taken out some of those cannons to reduce lag with all of the projectiles that they shoot. And then he's going to try to get Kuwanger into the deadlift dance, where he'll constantly try to grab X and just throw him to the ceiling. You can loop him like this for about half of his health at least. If you're fortunate, you can actually get it to happen the whole fight. But once he gets under half, he's going to start teleporting, as you see. Then just stay to the middle and just hit him with charge shots as he reappears. Because anytime you defeat a Maverick in X1, you want to be in the middle of the screen as much as possible. And that reduces X's walking to the middle before the victory fanfare. So Area's doing the outside section of Kuwanger now, while Maverick is entering the Chameleon stage. So now we just follow weakness order, now that we've got the boomerangs. For a little bit, we will deviate, I think, in X1 when it comes to the route. No, I did not enter in the tournament. Okay, Aria's turn with the Boomer Kuwanger fight. Oh, and he gets deadlifted. He was trying to go for the dance, but he got caught. Luckily, he was at full health, but now he has to be careful because he took another hit. Uh-oh, he got deadlifted a third time. He may want to consider sticking to the wall. Okay, I think he's through. Alright, okay, he's good. So Maverick's entering the Chameleon fight. Aria's just teleporting out of Kuwanger. So I think we're about a minute and a half difference at this point in the race. The Chameleon fight, as you see, it's very, very simple. You just shoot boomerangs, alternating directions. And then Maverick's going to head to Eagle next, now that we have his weakness, which is the Chameleon sting we just picked up. As for safety items, in regards to sub-tanks or heart tanks, we might see a pickup or two. Area using the boomerang to pick up that extra life. Probably a good idea since he's already died in Penguin. One of the worst things to have happen in a race is game overing, especially at the end of one section of the 3-game relay. Oh no, Maverick ends up, I think he didn't get a dash and ended up jumping to his death, or he missed a platform. I didn't quite see it. But that's going to put Area back in this race a little bit. That's a time loss for sure, but it's not catastrophic by any means. Oh, now he died a second time. Okay, that's a little scary now. Now Maverick's in danger of game overing because I don't know if he picked up the extra life in Chameleon. I wasn't paying attention. Okay, Maverick making use of the shotgun ice there. Oh man, that's unfortunate. That is a game over, and now Aria's in the lead. I believe Maverick failed to kill the kill that second gun vault, and that allows that, I think, the that burner enemy that was on that platform to spawn. See, Area using the ice to shoot. Yeah, you see on Aria's side, he killed that gun vault, and that burner turret wasn't on that platform that Maverick died from. So just like that, Aria's in the lead. Nice. See, there's the big difference right there. Maverick's gonna damage boost. Very nice section. I need to pick that up, actually. So we have wait, did Aria go to no, I don't. Okay, there it is. Now he's got the chameleon thing out. I was gonna say, I thought I saw that earlier. So the beauty with having the eagle weakness is that if he dives, he doesn't have to dive that many times before you can kill him. Although it's still a bit of a time loss. But if Eagle just goes up to the midway, it's not terrible. But if he goes all the way off screen and starts diving, that will eat into the time a little bit. So Maverick is now playing catch up, and we're about halfway through the. We are halfway through the Mavericks in X1. Aria opting to go the bottom route on this first part of Mammoth. Mavericks entering Mammoth as well, since you have the eagle weakness. So Aria's taken the bottom route here in this big open area and then climbing the wall at the end. Maverick will probably, I think he's going to do the same. I'm not familiar with everyone's route. Yeah, Maverick's going to take the bottom route also. We're going to see a Dash Lemon, and then go right into Storm Tornado. And the Storm Tornado actually stays on top of Mammoth long enough for 2 hits. So you don't have to fire that many tornadoes. You just have to be close to Mammoth when you fire it, and then don't get damaged that much. And then you still want to be in the center of the screen. Luckily, Mammoth's boss room is bigger than the normal one screen size, so it shouldn't be too difficult to be in the middle of the room. Or at least in the middle of the screen, at least, since the camera does follow you. Ooh, Aria gets another 1-up drop. I'm sure he's glad to see that. Aria using the Storm Tornado to take out the Gunvolt there. That's pretty good strat. Storm Tornado does hit for a lot of hits. So the Storm Tornado will only be on top of the enemy long enough for like a half a second, and the enemies are dead. Maverick's trying to get through this first hallway here, using a combination of ice and the Storm Tornado. Aria fighting the Thunder Slimer, and he's staying up top, which is pretty good, because then you can just shoot Storm Tornado, but if he goes to the bottom, you gotta use Boomerang. But the big nuisance here is that all these bubbles that the Thunder Slimer are dropping, if X is standing in one of them, he's gotta break out of it. And with no armor, the Thunder Slimer deals a lot of damage. So both runners could have easily got themselves killed if they weren't aware of that. Both players wanting to get this heart tank. Maverick gets it without a problem, while Aria has to use a second Boomerang to get it. And that's going to put Maverick back in the lead. So we're coming up on the Mandrill fight. They want to start off with a full charge shot, and then they're going to use ice to finish him off. So you hit him to freeze him, and then you hit him again before he breaks out of the ice. And then hope that you can freeze him again before he goes out of control. And there, Maverick used a D-boost to get himself in the middle of the room as he lands the final hit. Aria tried to do the same thing, but was a little off-center, but it's still okay. Oh, Maverick had a wrong stage select there. That's gonna... He has got to exit out, and then we're even again. Aria's got a slight lead going into Armadillo, thanks to that stage select error. For the record, I have a death and a wrong stage select in my own personal best. So, yeah, my PB can definitely go down if I don't make stupid mistakes. So now we're taking a minecart ride through the underground here. Aria using a couple of boomerangs to get some health energy. I can't remember if they picked up a sub-tank in Eagle. Looks like Aria's got like a 2-second lead. Oh, Aria and... Okay, they're both getting the heart tank here as well. Probably a good idea, considering they still have Octopus left to fight. I'm not sure if our restream is buffering or anything. So we want Armadillo to stop rolling as soon as possible, so we that can land that first electric spark attack to make Armadillo's armor completely fall off. Then he's easily damageable afterward. And I think we are synced up. Like a quarter-second lead for Maverick. And we got one Maverick to go in X1. So the procedure, when they finish off this 8th Maverick, they have 30 seconds to swap to the next game and get their control settings right and then start X2. But they have to wait at least 30 seconds. Since the platforms that both are racers are playing on are different. I believe Aria runs, I think maybe they both run emulator, but I think Aria might run console, I can't remember. But Maverick definitely is running on emulator, as you can see in the corner of his feed. He's got some emulator things going on up there. That way it's fair for both racers that no player is getting an advantage over the other. Because you can simply load a game file or game ROM and much faster probably than getting a cart swap. So they both made it through the submarine. Both get through the submarines pretty easily. I believe Maverick had a little bit of problems with the Ouroboros, but he gets swallowed up by these fish at the end. That's going to slow him down a little bit. Aria's going with Rolling Shield. Okay, so is Maverick. I thought we were going to see some boomerangs out, but we're not going to see it. And Aria's done with X1. Oh, but Maverick dies. Oh, no. Man. It's not over, though. That's an unfortunate death, though, too. Come on, Maverick. Keep this close. Come on, Otto. Be nice. Okay, Maverick's not getting a chance. He's low on shield, so he has to play it safe. Okay, he's got one shield left. He has to go with Buster. Okay, he's got him. Nice. I think that was Maverick's last life. That's why I was kind of scared for him, because if he died again and got game overed, intro for X2 is very, very short, so it won't be that long before they get to the 8 Mavericks there. Aria's getting ready to fight the CFO giant mechanaloid. Maverick just now starting the intro stage. Definitely look for Maverick to make a comeback, because I do believe this is Maverick's strongest game of the 3. Because I do know he plays any percent. He has done 100% in the past, so I'm sure his familiarity with X2 will bring him back in this race. We'll see how Aria does as well. They both have been practicing up a little bit. So the Maverick order for X2 is going to be the same, starting off with Sponge and then Gator. Wow. Aria gets a 1-up drop from that frog. That's pretty good. That's actually common. Not sure why. It happened to me a lot of times. We'll see how the weather goes for Aria. He gets sunny first. And then rain. Okay, that's average. So yeah, since you're only fighting you're only killing the Mavericks, you're not getting the Shoryuken, so you don't need to pick up any power-ups. Although getting the Buster upgrade in Gator is helpful, because the Buster will help out on those boss fights quite a bit, because you're able to combine charge weapons with charge Buster, and you're also able to use Charge Burner and Charge Chain to help with movement throughout the stages in X2. We'll see if Sponge... Oh, Sponge is cooperating for Aria right now, but can he kill him before he goes angry? Yeah, he's gonna go angry. He didn't quite get enough hits in on that last volley. Maverick starts off with a good Sponge pattern. You want him to go up onto the ceiling like that. Maverick's waiting. He may have to force an angry Sponge. He doesn't want to, I don't think, but he may have to. Yeah, he could have already made him go angry. Oh, but now he goes up. That may have broke even. Maverick probably, in my opinion, should have just triggered the angry Sponge and just moved on, but... See, that's the thing in this race situation about Sponge. If you don't get the pattern that you're looking for, sometimes it's just best to eat the 9 seconds and move on, because if you just wait, you could be waiting for a while, and then you're losing more time than you should. But by the looks of it, I think Maverick broke even. So, like I said, this is an upgrade you do want to pick up, because it will help you out for the rest of the X2 section. So let's see how well our players do Gator here. It's a very technical stage, and you only have the strike chain to work with, so platforming and chain usage is going to be a key factor. Aria not going for the lunge technique with the mech. I think Maverick tried to go for it, but didn't quite get it. Aria having a little difficulty there on that climb, but manages to get through. Maverick gets through pretty quickly, so he's making up time. But we're coming up on the Gator fight, and we're going to see if any of our players can one-cycle the Gator. If Gator manages to submerge on him, it's going to be a few seconds lost. Ooh, Maverick gets a double chain. That's going to get him into the door. And he's able to set up for the buffer chain strat. Oh, Gator goes down on Aria's side. Let's see how Maverick does. He gets it. Oh, but he goes down as well. Okay. Now it's a race to see who can kill Gator now. Now that Gator's up on Aria's side, he's using the Buster a little bit, which is a good tactic. Because if you use the chain, Gator is automatically going to submerge. So then you have to continue to hit him during the 5-frame window. Keep it going. But if he stays above the water, you can just use buster shots. Okay, Maverick manages to kill Gator. Oh, you see? Aria missed a chance there to maybe get some more damage, because when Gator sticks his mouth open like that, you can actually fire a shot into his mouth. Gator's going to eat it, and then he's going to retaliate with a couple more shots. And that keeps him above water a little bit longer. But Aria does manage to kill Gator, although he is behind at least, I think, maybe 20 seconds. Okay, so Maverick chose Stag as the third Maverick stage. Now that the X Hunters have teleported onto the to the world map here, stage selection can matter because to save a little bit of time, you want these X Hunters to go away as soon as possible, since you have no intention on fighting them. Okay, Aria goes to Sag third as well. So the basic premise of these X Hunters is that they offer you the chance to win Zero's parts back. And if you manage to fight all 3 of them while you're fighting the 8 Mavericks, you don't have to fight Zero at the end of the game. But they're not going to be doing that, since we're not going to be going into the Counter Hunter stages. But the other important thing is that they want to select a stage that has an X-Hunter waiting for them as soon as possible. And what they're going to do, they're just going to clear the stage without fighting the X-Hunter, and that makes the X-Hunter go away. It will not teleport to another stage after they clear this one. So, assuming they're doing the Sag third strat, or the Sag third route, they'll be selecting Centipede next. Oh, Maverick. I thought Maverick was going to die there, but he didn't. So they're using the standard Buster Duel strats for this. They're going to unload this charge shot. Aria's trying to do the climbing strat, but I think he missed a couple of shots. So not only that, your HP bar is still 16 health, so you can't do the damage boosting like you normally do in any percent. And as you see, he's already dead, as you just saw. That's just unfortunate. And plus, when he has to redo the fight, he doesn't have the Buster charge anymore. So Maverick's already going into Centipede. Nice single shot to take out that barrier attacker. Aria's got a couple of fireball patterns from Stag, but doesn't take full advantage of it. He's opting to go with the double Buster charge, it seems. Maverick gets the chop register kill, no problem. Aria takes out Stag. And now Maverick's coming up on the Raider Killer mini-boss. Burner management's pretty key. After you kill this Raider Killer, you should have 1 unit of burner left for the final section of the hallway. Oh, okay, Maverick didn't use a burner somewhere. He's got a little extra. So he's getting ready to fight Centipede. He's firing that first charge shot to start recharging the first Buster shot while retaining the second charge. And that actually is beneficial, because when you fire the Buster shot, ooh, he'd start off with a buffered lemon into a full charge, and then the second neon shot. That's interesting. And he gets the tailspin glitch on top of that. So there's a defined line in X2's Buster charge system where if you have the second neon already prepared, there's a green shot charge, and then there's the typical blue shot charge, and then there's a blue shot charge where it's treated as a neon shot. And the neon shots actually ground X when he fires on the ground. He can't move forward anymore. Oh, that's what Maverick did at the start there. He bypassed that by throwing away the first charge. So now that we got the burner and the strike chain, we should start seeing some more slick movement in X2, because that is what it's all about. Once you get the strike chain and the burner, that's pretty much all you do in the stages. Okay, Maverick's coming up on the mini boss skip, and he gets it. Let's see how Aria does here with Centipede. He gets the Magna Attractor first. Oh, but then he hits him and then knocks him back, which forces a teleport. Now he gets the tailspin. Doesn't quite get it. Aria wiggles out. Okay, Centipede teleporting up to the ceiling there. Or not teleporting, but jumping to the ceiling. If you know Centipede's AI well enough, you can actually manipulate him to an extent. Maverick using the deboost strat to avoid getting frozen by the crystal, and that sets up for the charged magnet mine. Well done by Maverick. Kills Snail with no problem. Aria takes down Centipede and is one full stage behind. So it's about a 2-minute deficit, I think. Alright, so Maverick is entering Ostrich, and that's where Violin teleported, but since we're not fighting Violin, once Maverick finishes Ostrich, there will be no more X-Hunters on the stage select. And that's just a very minor time save. I mean, it's not a big deal. You can also do Ostrich third if you want, and you'll get basically the similar result. Aria also gets the mini-boss skip. Now, the unique thing in 24 maps, you can take the bike all the way to the end of the stage, as you see there, and it crashes right in front of the door. So, once again, our two racers are one boss fight apart. So we're going to see Maverick use the any percent Ostrich strat here with the Crystal Hunter. Ooh, he's a little late on that shot, I think. So just like in Mandrill, you can hit him while he's frozen. And then every time that you hit him with the Crystal Hunter, he jumps as soon as he breaks free. And that allows you to just loop him. Aria used an uncharged Magnet Mine to take out Snail. Okay, he kills him just before he retreats into his shell again. That's kind of key. Don't want to lose any more time than he's already behind. Maverick going into Bubble Crab. You'll see Aria go into Ostrich. Maverick lost dash speed. That's going to slow him down a little bit, but it's not a big deal. He has this charged Sonic Slicer ready to take out the Sea Canceler here. Oh, but he didn't quite get him completely, so he's going to have to fire some more Sonic Slicers, and there he goes. Only after the Sea Canceler is destroyed, or he gets down there to that red gate, will it open. Utilizing the burner speed to move through the bottom part of the sea. When you activate the speed burner, you go faster than your dash speed, so you want to take advantage of that as much as possible. Oh, did Aria get the bike through the door? I don't know if he did. No. There's actually a frame that if you dismount the bike exactly to touch the door, you can actually hit the bike through the door. So you have to be very careful here on Bubble Crab since you only have 16 HP. Not to damage boost too much. It's okay to deboost, but don't do it to the point where you kill yourself inadvertently. Okay. Maverick got through. Aria doing the ostrich fight. Okay. Maverick down to the moth fight for X2. Aria's got two bosses left. Now, burner management is key in moth here. Since you're not picking up the armor, you basically have to resort to Ostrich third strats here for the most part. So there's normally places at any percent where you abuse the burner because you have full armor and you have half weapon usage. You don't have that here, so he has to refrain from using burner in some places. And either just opt to use Strike Chain or just stick with Buster. Maverick tried to use the burner there, but got hit, so he has to go take the bottom route. Okay, see, yeah, you normally use burner again before the second old robot here, but you don't. And you just opt to go through with just Buster. Oh, Maverick missed the wheel placement, but has a charged wheel to follow up. Misses the slicer too, but luckily the rebound of the Sonic Slicer killed the bug there. So now Maverick has to kind of be careful with this Moth fight. Moth deals a lot of damage on contact. So if he has an errant miscue on something, he can die very easily. So you need 3 charged burners and an uncharged burner for this first phase. And then a charged burner and 2 uncharged burners for the second phase, or 2 charged burners completely. There's the charge, and here's the 2 uncharged. And Maverick is through X2. Aria's got one more stage, and then we'll get to X3 for him. So Maverick's just setting up. He's waiting for that 30-second period to pass, because I think, looks like Maverick is using default controls. So when you're doing actual PB attempts, you don't have to worry about waiting. So if you're playing default, you don't even have to deal with the option mode and button configuration and all that. But we have to be fair. Not everybody uses default controls. So X3 for Maverick, he's just going to be going through the first section here with X. Then there's a cutscene to follow. He gets captured, and then Zero comes in. Then Zero has to free X, and then X has to finish off the intro boss. Aria using the burner to take out the bug. Interesting. It is one of its weaknesses. Aria having some trouble with that section there. I'm not sure what he was going for. But Aria's taken a lot of damage already. Hopefully he can get a health drop before he has to fight Moth. Or he may be in danger of dying. He may be exactly at half health. I can't tell. But he's going to opt off of the burner. He's going to try to get a drop here, but he's not getting anything. That's unfortunate. So hopefully he can get through Moth without dying. The stages in X3 are a little bit longer, but there's not much going on in those stages. Oh, nice first phase by Aria. Now let's see if he can finish him off. Looks like he is above 8 HP. Oh, he's playing it safe. I respect that. Nice kill from Aria. Now Aria's in X3, where I believe that's his strongest game. So we may see a comeback in the works here. So for the intro boss hero on X3, start off with a full charge buster and then use green charges to damage him, and then a full charge at the end will do the job. Oh, I think Aria is using default as well, I think. So this is going to be good. So Aria is exactly 2 minutes and 40 seconds behind, because that's how long the intro usually takes. A little bit longer than that. Yeah, Maverick had a couple of deaths in Eagle, but Aria also had a couple of deaths. I think he had one in Octopus and he had one in Penguin. Oh, Aria switched some stuff? Okay, I didn't see it. I could have swore Aria was a default player. Alright, so for X3, Buffalo first is always the first stage, unless you're playing 100%, but this is 24 Mavs. This gives our racers an opportunity if they want, if they're not very confident in these very tight iceless-like jumps in Hornet and Beetle, they may opt to get the dash boots just to have those sections a little easier. Maverick actually opting to not go for it, so it tells me he's worked with the jumps, so hopefully he can get them when the time comes. I'm not sure what Aria's going to do, though. So yeah, this is our first look at X3 without the dash boots. But Maverick doing the safer, the typical standard Buffalo fight. Just stand there, just charge up to full charge, and jump when need be to manipulate Buffalo going into the wall. There is a CFO strap without the boots. You'll see that from Louise and other high-tier runners later in the tournament. But yeah, there is a couple of risks with not getting the boots. Well, first, you save time by not getting the boots, because you really don't need them. But if you're unable to get a couple of the iceless jumps that I mentioned in Beetle and Hornet, you may be given back that time. And you don't need the boots since you're not doing the Doppler stages, so... And the Seahorse stage. This is a stage that is a little bit more difficult without the boots. If you want to do the ladder gap jumps. But Maverick just opts to climb the ladder, which is fine. Yeah, the gaps in the ladders in X3 are pretty wide. You can actually jump through them. You might have seen that a little bit before on Maverick's side when he went through Buffalo. But that does make the approach to a couple of sections, especially in Tiger, when you have to get up to the upper level of the first large section with the dragonflies. There's a different route that you have to take to get up there. Okay, Maverick successfully takes down the mini-boss there with the ice. Still has plenty of ice for Seahorse himself, since both of the bosses are weak to this weapon. Aria does go for the boots, so... I mean, that's what he's comfortable with, and don't blame him. Just do what you think is right. I mean, you never know. This could work for Aria. Maverick may have trouble later and ends up falling behind because of it. Although he is a full stage ahead, we'll see how these rest of these fights go. Another big thing in X3 is that contact damage on enemies do deal a lot, so you can find yourself dying very quickly if you try to deboost too much. Aria implementing the same technique as Maverick just did. Maverick gets a good quick kill. The way that works is when you hit Seahorse in the air with the frost shield, he'll get stunned and fall to the ground, and then during his stun, his actual iframes wear off, and that allows you to mash in a bunch of ice shots into him at point blank before he jumps out of his stun. And you want to stop mashing before he jumps out, because if you hit him on the ground once he's out of the stun, you stun him on the ground, and you're unable to do the 2 cycle properly. So yeah, we have these cutscenes after 2 Mavericks and X3 are beaten. And then during the next 3 stages, Bit can show up in any of those 3 stages. You don't know which one until he shows up. And then Bite will show up in one of the remaining 3 stages. And unfortunately, they do not count as a Maverick. Mavericks are defined as bosses you get a special weapon from. So you just can't beat Bit and you can't beat Bite and then one more Maverick and say, oh, that's 24. Nope. Doesn't work like that. So yeah, Aria's got the air dash boots, which allows him to try to thread the needle there into that gap that you just saw, but didn't quite get it. So yeah, here's the one thing about not having the boots. Getting the 1 cycle is possible still on this Wormseeker, but it's a little more difficult. So if you don't get the 1 cycle normally, you lose 4 seconds. And you have to wait for the worm to stick his head out in the corner there. So there's one point where you give back time by not getting the boots. And I missed talking about it, but there is an alternate way to get up to the upper level in the first section of Tiger with that dragonfly. You actually have to hop on the dragonflies a little bit to get up over there. And you also have to fire the drill too. That kind of slows them down to where you can actually make the jump. And Bit shows up here in Tiger, and he already took a hit from that projectile. That's unfortunate because projectiles deal quite a bit more damage than Bit himself. If you just take a contact hit from Bit's body, it only deals 1 damage. But if you get hit by that projectile, it dealt 6 damage. That's quite a bit. And I think Maverick may be in danger of dying if he gets hit by one of these green munchers here. Those deal 8 damage on contact, but Maverick's being very careful not to get hit. So that's good. Because the checkpoint, the midway checkpoint, is all the way back after fighting the Wormseeker. So if he died before getting into the Tiger fight, he would have had to do that whole section again. So for Tiger, when he's on the ground and not firing Ray Splasher, you just want to mash lemons. And then while the Ray Splasher is out, you hit him with the charge shot, because if you fire a charge shot at Tiger, he's going to block it. So you want to take advantage of that. And Tiger is in the middle of the screen here, so Maverick has to alternate going back and forth to not get hit by the Ray Splasher. And only 1 charge, which is actually pretty good. Maverick got a very good Tiger fight there and played it very, very well. Aria is doing Tunnel Rhino, which is typically the second boss in the or the Seahorse's weakness, so we usually see that pretty early. I believe both our players are taking different Maverick routes. Maverick is now going into Rhino himself, but he's already defeated Tiger. So Maverick's doing the Tiger 3rd route, where typically you get RNG grind out of the way sooner if you were to do this in any percent. Oh, Maverick took a hit there on that big ball of dirt. That's 6 HP of damage right there. But one of the benefits in X3 is that a couple of weapons here, you can force drops to get health or weapon energy. Just depends on what weapon you use. Unfortunately, you do not get a health refill if you kill an enemy that is an aerial enemy, like that ball of dirt that bounces around. Only an enemy that touches the ground or the ceiling you can force a drop from. So Maverick's going to take a pit stop and get that health. You do want a lot of health, because you have to take a few hits on the Hell Crusher, and then you still got the Rhino fight to deal with. So both of our players are coming up on the Hell Crusher fight now. Aria gets a good kill. Aria's on the right side of the screen when he killed the Crusher, so he doesn't have that far to dash to get going again. Maverick gets a pretty good kill. I think he took an extra bonk, but I think he's okay. Good last section there from Aria. No problems. Oh, Maverick. Oh, he manages to get away pretty cleanly there. But he doesn't have the air dash boot, so he has to be a little bit more careful than Aria has to. So you start the fight here with acid. And if you just use exclusively acid, it's 11 shots. When Rhino gets down to about 12 HP, he's going to start his Desperation attack, which is a Rainbow Charge. If you get touched by Rhino in that Rainbow Charge, it's 6 damage, and that's enough to kill Maverick. And Maverick doesn't have air dash boots, so he has to... Oh, okay, he barely got him. I thought he was going to die there. If you can only shoot 2 acid shots at one time, only 2 acids on screen. So if you miss both of them, you're just vulnerable to get hit. And also, when you hit a boss with its true weakness, they have an extended period of iframes compared to hitting him with, say, the Buster Charge or another weapon. Okay, so they're both entering the same stages now, but remember, Maverick already fought Tiger. So it appears that they're close, but Maverick's still ahead. Arya trying to get some health from those head gunners, but kept getting hit. But he manages to get one from the crab blaster there. Maverick does have to play a little more carefully. He doesn't have the boots, which does enhance a little bit of mobility. But here at the end of the stage, you're going to see Maverick kind of do a dash jump over the final head gunner, where Aria can just air dash over him. So there's a little bit of differences with the movement between having the dash boots and not having them. Arya using the drills to deactivate their iframes so that you can dash through them without taking any damage. Maverick takes the health refill there before getting to this last section. Now see here, Maverick has to... Oh, he's being a little reckless, but luckily he got health refills. It takes 2 ice shots to take out them head gunners, and he got bonked before the second one hit. Now for the catfish fight, you're going to see both our players use buster charges as long as possible before they have to use drill. Once catfish is under 16 HP, as soon as his attack cycle is done, he's going to go straight to the middle of the screen and do his desperation. And at that point, you're forced to use drills. So yeah, right now they're both under both of them have forced them under 15 or 16 HP. So at that point, they're forced to use drill, and the drills give catfish a lot of iframes. It's like 3 seconds. So the less drills that you use, the more time you save. Okay, Arya has one more stage before getting into the bite section of Mavericks. Maverick is going into the bite section of Mavericks now with crawfish next. And I believe, did Arya already fight Bit? I can't remember. He may have. Yeah, I think he did. I just don't remember. When I refer to the Bit and Bite section, after you defeat the first 2 Mavericks, there are 6 Mavericks left, right? So Bit will appear in one of the first 3, or of the next 3 Maverick stages. Bite can show up in one of the last 3. So you kind of split them up into sections. When we do splits, we group those 3 stages into one split, because the only difference in those splits is where you fight Bit or Bite. So if I say Bit section, it usually refers to the 3rd, 4th, and 5th Maverick stages that they fight, and the Bite sections the 6th, 7th, or 8th stage. So Arya's at the end of the Bit section since he's on his 5th Maverick right now. Maverick is starting his 6th stage, so he's currently starting his Bite section, so to speak, if that makes any more sense. You may see me use that term a lot during commentary. So Maverick's getting ready to fight the cross crawfish. Arya just finished the crawfish fight. I didn't quite get to talk about it yet for Arya's side, but we'll talk about it for Maverick's side. You're going to see Maverick hit crawfish with the Tri-Thunder, and that's going to trigger a 2-second period to where he has no iframes, and then he's going to swap off to Buster and mash the lemons as much as possible. And you're going to see crawfish's health go down really quick. And he's just going to repeat that. See? Maverick will have to is doing a 3 cycle. Oh, don't get hit. Oh no. Why? Oh no, why? Why did he go to drill? I don't know if that was an accident or what, but no. Yeah, some of these weapons do not damage the Mavericks at all. Like Crawfish is immune to drill. Yeah, and Crawfish did his desperation attack, which he just turns his butt around and just goes for the jab. Oh, like that. See how much damage that causes? Man, that can hurt. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that was a panic on the weapon swaps. But man, well, that's not a huge deal for Maverick. He's still ahead by a little bit. Man. Okay. Now we have Gravity Beetle for Maverick, and Aria's getting ready to get to the Tiger fight. So this is one stage where, you know, you have to be very accurate with your iceless jumps if you want to not lose time from skipping the boots earlier. So yeah, when you go through Buffalo at the start, when you make that decision to get the boots or not get the boots, it's making a very huge commitment for this ending section of the run. Now, Aria does have Tiger's weakness, which is the spinning blade. So we want to see, once we get Tiger down to about 10 HP, we want to see the spinning blade here. And that forces Tiger to go to the ceiling or to the wall. But he's not doing it. He's just fighting on Buster. As you see, Maverick's trying to get these jumps here. It's a very precise kick off the bottom of that wall. But you see, you got the elevator still going up slowly if you don't get him. He had a little trouble on that second one, but he got the third one quickly. Looks like Aria did manage to get the blades out there toward the end. Yeah, that just saves you the trouble of having to deal with Tiger's invulnerability. So if you can keep an eye on Tiger's HP and then break the blades out at just the right time, you should be good to go. Maverick getting held up there at the end of the Beetle stage, but he gets through. Beetle fight is very, very straightforward. Just hit him with that charge Buster shot at the start, and then 10 Ray Splashers will finish him off. Now, Aria's got the air dash boots, so we're going to see him have an easier time getting up that elevator section than Maverick did. And I still think Aria has to fight Bite, and he's going to do so here. So for Bite, you start off with 1 Buster Lemon, and then use drills until you get him down to 1 HP. Swap off of the drills, and then finish him off with 1 more Buster Lemon, because if you deal the last hit to Bit or Bite with their weakness weapon, you actually trigger the explosion sequence, which loses about 15 seconds. So you don't want to do that if you can. Just scare them off and move on, which Aria has done so successfully. And Maverick's into his final stage. So he's got these this first elevator section. Oh, he's trying to go for those low percent strats there. He didn't get it. He gets the second one, no problem. So Aria here's got the up dash he can use. He can just simply use the up dash and just bypass all that trouble that Maverick had. He is making up a little bit of time, but I mean, that death at the end of I think it was Moth, I think, set him back a little bit. I can't remember where Aria lost the most time. fact, it might have been Octopus. I can't remember now. It's been too long already. But yeah, now that Maverick has passed all the hard parts without the dash boots, it looks like Maverick's gonna win this race. He still has Hornet. I don't even know if Maverick's fought Bite yet himself. I can't even remember. Maverick taking a pit stop to get that hidden health. Okay, yeah, Maverick fought Bite earlier. So yeah, all he has to do is take down Hornet, and this race is over. Hornet has a couple of methods that you can take him down. You can use his actual weakness, which is the gravity well, and that's really safe because you can just fire the gravity well in place, and it will stun Hornet, and it deals 4 damage, but the damage comes very, very slow, and the gravity well takes a long time before it comes back to X. Whereas using the spinning blade is his soft weakness. It only deals 2 damage, but it doesn't trigger the extended iframes. Nice. Using the blade there to take out some of the mini Hornets, that does reduce lag. So once Hornet gets down to 16 health, he's going to do the figure 8s as you see. Maverick getting close to death, so he's gonna opt to go with the very safe gravity well strat to finish this race out. And with that, Maverick has won the race with a time of 1:11:51 in race spot. And Aria is just now finishing the mini boss in Hornet, so he's not that far behind. Aria going over the hangars, taking out those aerial enemies and the purple robot there. I know he's already fought Bite, so he's just going to go right through this room. Ooh. Gotta be careful. Those are actually instant death spikes there on that wall, I think. So Aria's got full HP. He's got a full stock of spinning blades. Let's see how he does. This should be a 113 for Aria, so hopefully that is the case. Gets a good pattern there. Hornet goes to the corner, and he's facing into the wall to fire the Hornets. That reduces lag by a lot. And it gets the Hornets out of your way, so that you don't have to worry about dodging them. And with that, Aria finishes. RaceBot has him in at a 113.33. I think that one extra death was a big factor, though. I think it was an X2 somewhere. Yeah, I think he died to Stag, now that I remember. And that was that might have been a big deal. But yeah, this is round robin play. All of our participants are split into, I believe, 8 groups. And every player in that group will play each other once, and whoever has the best win-loss records will advance to the bracket. Alrighty, that was a pretty good race. I believe, considering all the deaths that happened, it came down to, I think, one extra death. Alrighty, with that, I believe that's the only race scheduled for today. Let me check the schedule and let's see what we got here. Yep. No other matches have been scheduled as of yet. The 2 matches happening on Saturday are the next 2 planned. But there could be a match maybe tomorrow if one is scheduled, or maybe earlier on Saturday. So if you like what you saw, please follow the tournament. This tournament is just got started, so you'll be seeing a lot of this for the next couple of months. So if this is something you like to see, follow all the speed gaming channels, follow the runners, and all the commentators that we have planned to commentate. I don't know if we have any post-race interviews planned. I don't think so. Mavericks playing, and I think Aria might have cut stream already. So they haven't jumped in here in the Discord. So I'm just going to just call it and sign off. Thanks for watching, everybody, and just see you next time. So have a good one, everybody.